What's up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. I know you're like, girl, you came with a new story to turn around and disappear for a week. I absolutely did. Because as of not today, because it's gonna take me a while to get back to Amor Loco. However, we are going to be able to get back to the Lost Girl and the Marriage Counselor this week because I got it together. I just bought the gems. I didn't feel like going through trying to read 6 episode stories. It was no point. I didn't want to do it. So I just went ahead, bought the gems, and I've been trying to catch back up on all our stories, guys. So for a little bit, we're probably gonna have to keep reading Desire and Decorum in between stories, just until I catch up. Probably maybe with Amor Loco and him and I. We'll probably be reading Loving Latina next week, but for this week, we will be back to the Lost Girl and the Marriage Counselor. So in between that time, we'll be reading Desire and Decorum, guys. But anyway, if you guys don't remember what happened in the last episode, our dad is throwing us a garden party to celebrate us, being his daughter and becoming a lady and all that. So, we we have to get ready for that. Our grandmother come in and told us that, during this garden party, there are going to be all kinds of men that come in so we can find us a wonderful suitor. We've met I believe he's the Duke. He might not be the Duke. He's something of importance. We don't really care for him. We met the stable guy who's really nice, and we've met another, I guess, lady, or she's a type of like elite lady as well. I can't remember any of their names off the top of my head, which is terrible. But anyway, guys, we're just gonna jump in this and see what the tea is with this garden party that's about to happen. So, guys, let's jump in it and see what is the tea. On the day of the garden party, you and Brer stare by the window, watching the servants finish setting up the large white tents and tables in the yard. My father certainly spared no expense. Can you believe this entire party is for you? There's even a duke coming, and that's only one step between the Prince Regget. The Duke would be interesting to me. Should be excited to meet me. Period. He should be interesting to meet. We haven't put our eyes on him yet, so we're not gonna say he should be excited to meet us because we might not be excited to meet him. After how much my grandmother has been boasting about him, I can't wait to finally meet him. You have to tell me all about it tonight. And just then your bedroom door flies open. The dog wagger Countess enters, taking in your appearance. Lady Grandmother, I wanted to catch you before the party. I have a few surprises for you. Since this is your introduction to an all and local nobility and the Duke of Carlington, it is of the utmost importance to impress today. And so I had the tailor create a dress benefiting such an occasion, Miss Dally, if you fetch it from the wardrobe. Blair nods and pulls out a pink lace dress with an amethyst necklace, and you run your hands through the delicate fabric. This is absolutely beautiful. I'm sure you'll leave everyone speechless tonight and catch the eye of a certain someone, perhaps. Well, it doesn't hurt to try it on, at least. All right. That's freaking hideous. I don't have the gems for this. I don't have the gems for this. No, I don't have the gems for this, and we're not going to buy them because it's fine. It's a nice dress, but I'm content with what I have. Very well, if you insist, we'll do it next time. Change your mind, it's not too late to change your outfit. Just tap the closet to see your full wardrobe. This is your last chance to change your outfit before the garden party. Come along then, with one more thing. You head downstairs following your grandmother closely as she prepares you for the day's festivities. Besides the normal gossip and introductions, there will of course, be music, dancing, and games. The two of you suddenly come to a stop at the bottom of the stairs, Miss Parsons standing in the foyer, dancing and humming to herself. Miss Parsons, that's her name. Miss Parsons, I hope we're not annoying. I should not be surprised that you dance as well. I shouldn't be surprised. She's very lovely. Oh, fiddlesticks, Dagwire and Lady Edgewater, Lady Cinderella. I beg 1,000 pardons. And no matter, you're quite light on your feet. I've so been looking forward to this all week. I simply adore any chance I get for cotillions, waltzes, reels. I only wish I could dance the entire night as though the musicians eventually leave. I'm much more formal with simple country dances than your fabulous waltzes and cotillions, which is why I asked Miss Parson here early today so she can give you a few lessons. It'll be so much fun. I can teach you the bolangro today and then later this new dance called the chorale. I heard it will be very popular in London this season and all the way from France. That does sound enticing. Also had Woods pick you up a pair of dancing shoes just for the occasion. The dewagger accountants quickly retrieves the shoes from the drawing room and you quickly turn your head to them. Oh, those are very cute. Wow, the stitching is exquisite. I'll unlock scene. How much is it? I don't have the gems for it. It will be fine. It's a quite generous, but I will not need any extra lessons. I am currently knowledge will suffice. So be it. Don't let her force you into anything. You can enjoy the party much longer now. You decided not to acquire the dancing shoes. Oh fuck. I should have got them, shouldn't I? How many things do we have? We got one, two. We didn't get the shoes, so that's 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we need to at least get the other two. F my life. You walk across the estate lawn toward the green houses where the large white tents and tables decorate the area. You turn around slowly, watching people playing games and chatting. Oh my, it's so incredible. Across the lawn, you notice Mr. Marclaster and Mrs. Sutton playing Skittles. You take turns rolling a small ball down an alleyway, attempting to hit wooden pins. No, I was sure that would be a strike. My aim was perfect. Apparently it wasn't. Perhaps you can get a spare? As you continue to watch, Mr. Woods approaches and offers you a variety of small cakes on a silver platter. Lady Cinderella, care for any refreshments? Certainly, this looks delicious, Mr. Woods. How are you enjoying yourself today? Very well, but should you really be talking to someone of my position, my lady? Why shouldn't I? Mr. Woods, you were friendly to talk to, invaluable for information, a great match for Mrs. Dally. I mean, he is friendly to talk to, but should we also hook our girl up? We're going to hook our girl up. You know, he'd be a great match. That's very kind of you to say, but there's no way she would care for someone like me. That's rubbish. I've known Mrs. Dowling my entire life. You two are perfect for each other. Of course you're wasting your time talking with the servant. You look over and see the Countess approach, your father tailing closely behind. Mr. Woods bows curtly and moves on to the next group of guests, but I suppose you can hide your roots only so much. At least the lower class understand basic courtesy. I'm friendly to everyone. That's it. Point blank and motherfucking period. It's more than can be said about some people. And unlike some other people, I care about my reputation. I believe that's enough. Henrietta, let Cinderella enjoy her party. That's it. Point blank period. Go by yourself. Go fall off a cliff while you at it. The Countess goes and storms off to watch Mr. McAllister and Mrs. Sutton's game. Your father wraps an arm around your shoulders and smiles. My darling Cinderella, there's so many guests to meet. Over there are the Parsons of Hazelvale Manor. There are the Bowens, the Andersons. How on earth do you remember all of these names? My mother drilled me endlessly when I was younger. Your father laughs as you stop next to a friendly, familiar nobleman. And this is Mr. Sinclair of Ledford Park. I believe you two will get along quite well. My lord, I must correct you. I already had the pleasure of meeting Lady Cinderella when she arrived to Edgewater. Well, you must forgive this old earl. I seem to have fallen behind the time. Mr. Sinclair, not really pleased. Pleased to see you again so soon. You look dashing as always. I say, no, pleased to see you again, bro. Is that your attempt to mock me? On the contrary, sir, I would never proceed to do such a thing. Am I not allowed to give you a genuine compliment? I know you're a rare find coming from you, at least. Perhaps, my lady, I am not so free with my compliments because I would prefer the words to hold their value. It's easy to give out praises on every whim, but dilutes their worth. Ew. No, we don't definitely ain't trying to give with him. Mr. Sinclair takes a step forward and his gaze never wearies yours. However, when I give compliments, you can be certain that I truly mean every word. We just said it was nice to see you. Like, we just said it was good to see you. We didn't even really give you a compliment. Like, ugh. Your father looks between the two of you, smiling to himself. Sinclair, are you looking forward to the London season? I hear you'll be leaving within the next week. So soon? And here I was getting used to your company. You're not attending the season? Absolutely fucking not. You sound disappointed, sir. But alas, no, I won't be in town. It would be proper for someone of my status and birthright to attend. Although I confess I'm not entirely sure what makes the season so special. Well, many young ladies make their debut in society and try to find a decent marriage prospect. But there are also a lot of dinners, balls, parties, including at Mr. Sinclair's townhouse. His dinners are always such a success. So I'm told, if only they weren't such a torture to host. Come now, perhaps there are a few new faces this year who can make it more lively. Mr. Sinclair's eyes flickered to you. If you don't care for it, why host one at all? I'm certainly not going to be the Sinclair to break tradition, even if I'm not keen on social engagement. Sir, that's unfortunate to hear. Perhaps you could use today to practice. That's unfortunate. We'll just say it like that. It must be torturous to attend parties like this, surrounded by so many people. You haven't the faintest idea. It's obvious you have no qualms about interacting with strangers. Some of us are not so fortunate. Ew, I just really don't like him. You should give yourself more credit, sir. You're talking to me, after all. Perhaps my own confidence will influence you, such as you stated. I'm so good at social interaction. My lady, well, it seems I'm unneeded in this conversation. I shall take my leave. Wait, what? For what? But my lord, I enjoy you too. Yeah, I would have walked away. I'd be like, all right, then I'm going to go find me something to eat. Daryl waved off your injections and goes to watch Mr. Marclaster and Mrs. Sutton's game, leaving you alone with Mr. Sinclair. You and Mr. Sinclair lock eyes and both quickly look away. So, attend many garden parties. A few, but only for people I respect. I see. Then you respect my father? Me? Me? Or are you always this self-centered? Only when it suits my purpose, but you're avoiding my question. Oh, exactly. Mr. Sinclair blushes, muttering to himself. My respect for you should not even be called into question. Thank you for your candor, sir. Are the festivities to your liking today, Mr. Sinclair? Or let me guess, you find them simply adequate? You presume to know my character so easily, my lady. Not at all. I'm simply attempting to figure out the puzzle that is Mr. Sinclair. Mr. Sinclair takes a step closer, keeping his eyes locked on yours. And what have you determined thus far? You mimic his stride, challenging him with a smirk. Sir, I cannot allow you to know all of my secrets, or where's the fun in that? And just then you hear a loud cry across the lawn, and Mrs. Sutton jumps up and down next to the game of Skittles. That was a strike! A strike! Mr. Marclaster, did you see it? Yes, I am not blind. Well, dang. Dang, he is so unemotional. Do you play Skittles, Lady Sinclair? Sinclair. Ooh, child, no. You're not going to be his lady. Please, get out of here. Lady Cinderella. I cannot say I have. Oh, well, I would ask you to a match, but you couldn't possibly keep up. Afraid to lose to a novice player? Hardly. I doubt someone of your level could defeat me. I've never lost before. Perhaps you care to prove me wrong. You square your shoulders towards Mr. Sinclair, meeting his gaze friendly. The answer is walk away. I don't have to prove myself to you. Besides, I wouldn't dare risk damaging your fragile dignity. You move to brush past Mr. Sinclair, but the Dagwire Countess calls you across the lawn. My dear Lady Cinderella, there you are. Her grandmother approaches you and Mr. Sinclair, and you notice an older gentleman trailing closer behind her. I would like to formally introduce you to Duke Tristan Richards of Carlington. Oh, she fucking wild for this one. She fucking wild. Are you telling me the Duke is like fucking 50? And you're trying to get me to marry him? Bitch, are you dumb? You're crazy. Look at this man. And he ain't even cute. Oh, I could see if we was going to have like a freaking salt and pepper daddy, then okay. But he's not even cute. Ew. How do you do, Lady Cinderella? Duke Richards kisses your hand instantly, not letting go. Ever since I heard of your arrival, I've been counting the moments until our first encounter. Your Grace, I've always looked forward to this meeting. You're not what I expected. No, you ain't what I expected, but I ain't gonna be rude. The Jaguar Countess has certainly talked. I can only hope that my charm and dashing good looks do not disappoint. No, but in fact, for years they have sung, oh Lord Jesus, and he likes to talk over people. In fact, for years they have sung glorious tales of my heroic deeds and handsomeness. I doubt that. The Duke pulls you closer, smiling aggressively at Mr. Sinclair. What are you, the Lady Cinderella? You shouldn't waste your time among the common folk like Mr. Sinclair here. Not when you're worthy of so much more. But perhaps he's told you tales of my greatness? What greatness do you refer to, Your Grace? I was under the impression that those were all tales or merely fiction. If you think hard enough, sir, I'm sure something will come to mind. Tell me, how was Ledford Park anyway? I haven't seen it since. It's better than last you left it, Your Grace. If you'll excuse me, Lady Cinderella, Dogwire, Lady Edgewood, Duke Richards. What was that about? Mr. Sinclair has never been overly fond of me. I think he's jealous. There's plenty to be envious of, your title, fortune, good reputation. Ah, yes, poor Mr. Sinclair. He always wants everything I have. I pity the man, honestly, but let us speak of something happier. Perhaps I can tell you more about myself. Your Grace, by all means, go ahead. I prefer to speak about anything else. Um, I guess will be nice. Sure, go ahead. I would certainly appreciate the opportunity to learn more about you. Then let me tell you my life. I was born in the year of our Lord 1765 at the Carlington Estate. And of course, that's when I was proclaimed Duke Tristan Richards of Carlington. But I realized it wasn't an incomplete life without, oh Lord, and he's still talking. And then I realized I must meet you. And here we are. The Duke runs his fingers lightly across your arm before you pull away. That was quite the story, Your Grace. Next to you, your grandmother shakes her head, pulling herself out of a daze. Yes, quite the story, although I couldn't pay attention after the first 10 minutes of it. No, you see, I knew he was talking for a while, because ain't no way. Alas, our time must be cut short. I must discuss some business with your father. Until we meet again, fair Lady Cinderella. The Duke kisses your hand once more and leaves you with your grandmother. She eyes you carefully. Well, what do you think of your dear Duke Richards? He's quite attentive, which is an excellent quality. He's prime example of good breeding, but you'll have plenty of time today to see that. Girl, breeding? What am I, a fucking dog? Later during the party. Oh my, you and Miss Parsons stroll around the edge of the party together, noting the various groups. Don't look now, but Duke Richards is staring at you. I don't know if I should be jealous or happy for you. Please be neither. Why not both? You slyly glance over at the Duke across the yard, and he looks eyes at you and grins widely. He clearly is taking a fancy to you. So it seems my grandmother will be enthralled by the news. Lady Cinderella, he's coming this way. I just can't seem to get away from him. Quick, let's hide somewhere. You see Duke Richardson take a few steps in your direction, and you look to go to the table, to the tent, to the greenhouse. Let's go to the greenhouse. You take Mrs. Parsons' hand and lead her behind the greenhouse. The two of you turn to each other, bursting into laughter. That was so close. I thought he would catch us for sure. Psst, never. I would never allow you to be stuck with him talking and talking all afternoon. You are much better company. I, at least, don't only talk about myself. You peek around the corner and catch the Duke looking around the yard. Lady Cinderella, I see you went to play hide and seek. Where did you run off to? You turn back to Mrs. Parson, attempting to sniffle your giggles. Well, he's very captivated by you. A little too much if you ask me, and I don't think he's leaving anytime soon. We will always make this a bit more interesting. The Edgewater Lake isn't far away. It would be away from prying eyes. Plus, I'm going away to London in a few days for the season. We have to make the most of our time together. Yeah, once again, we're going to stay right here. My father threw this in my honor. I feel obligated to remain here. Besides, I am a lady of Edgewater. I should be able to talk to any nobleman. Even when they're self-absorbed pigs, the two of you giggle and rejoin the party together. You two You notice couples heading toward the dance floor as the musicians start a new song. Mrs. Pearson gasps beside you. Oh my gosh, finally some dancing. Sounds like the Bolanger. I don't know that one. You'll learn on the go. It's very simple to pick up, not much footwork involved. You just need to find you a partner. I have someone in mind. You look around the party. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Yeah, okay, so we're gonna dance with her. Yeah, girl, hi. You turn towards Mrs. Parson next to you. Why are you looking at me like that? Did I spill punch on myself? No, silly. I was wondering if you'd like to dance with me. With me? But what everyone else think? Mrs. Parson, forget them. I only have eyes for you. We'll give them something to really gossip about. I like either one. Eeny, meeny, money. This one. Okay. Excellent, because I only want to dance with you too. Mrs. Parson laughs and takes your hand as you escort her to the dance floor, passing the Duke along the way. Uh-huh. Middle finger up to you, sir. The two of you join a group of Miss Sutton and Mr. Malcaster. As the music begins, you and Mrs. Parson curtsy to each other. Oh, isn't this marvelous? I love the Bolanger. The group forms a large circle and starts turning to the left and then changes directions. I need to move right. You smoothly move with the flow of the group to the right. So far, so good. The large group breaks apart, each couple spinning around their partner. Everyone's eyes are on us. I do believe you're right. Does that worry you? Even if it did, I already made my choice. They can all get over themselves, and I definitely my brilliant partner. As the dance continues, you and Mrs. Parson change partners within the circle. Mr. Malcaster reaches for your hand. Yeah, we'll take it. We don't mind him. You take your stepbrother's hand and move across the circle. Perhaps you're not a complete embarrassment after all. Keep it up. Keep it up. I was giving you the benefit of the doubt, sir. How kind of you to notice. All the partners dance with other partners, and you notice as Mrs. Parsons gaze across the state. I should smile back, focus on other couples. Let's smile back. She's a sweet girl. You lock eyes with Mrs. Parson, and she smiles widely at you. She looks away, blushing slightly. Mrs. Parson makes her way back to your side, and the group spins to the left once more. You chat with Mrs. Parson to your right. So how does this fare for your first dance with us? Quite well, but I think present company has something to do with that. I completely understand. You're a much better dancer. You're a much better partner than any of the gentlemen here. I could see the exact same thing about you. I clearly chose correctly. Mrs. Parson squeezed your hand and her cheeks turned red. Soon enough, the dance comes to an end and the entire party applauds. Mrs. Parson curtsies respectfully to you. Thank you, Lady Cinderella, for such a grand dance. It wasn't perfect, but you're quite light on your feet. You impressed Mrs. Parson with your dancing skills. Baloo, baloo, mm. Anyway, perhaps I'll improve before the next time we dance. Before the next dance begins, your father clinks a glass and a hush falls over the crowd. If I may have everyone's attention, I wish to say a few words. The past year has been tough, with the loss of my son, Harry, but in that sorrow, happiness was found in my newly discovered daughter, Lady Cinderella. We've not known each other long, yet in this short time I already see Edgewater holds a special place in her heart. Her love for these lands reminds me of my own. You've made Edgewater feel like home to me, Father. My darling girl, I know I was not present for your childhood, but I would like to make it up. Your father looks directly at you, smiling widely. In front of God and everyone here as witness, I'd like to announce that I have rewritten my will. When I pass, I hope that it will be many years from now that the Edgewater estate and its title will fall to Lady Cinderella of Edgewater. You are the new heiress to the Edgewater estate. Point blank and motherfucking period. That would make me an heiress. Father, I don't deserve such an honor. Nonsense, Cinderella. I hoped for this when I sent for you, but I knew the odds were good when you prove unsuitable. The accountant slid beside your father and hisses in his ear. And she has. Your father ignores the countess as he takes your hand in his. Since our first meeting, you have proven over and over that you were my blood and the rightful heir to Edgewater. Thank you, Father. I hope to do credit to you and family. The countenance turns to the crowd, smiling through clenched teeth. My apologies, everyone. My husband simply thought this would be a funny joke. This is no joke, my lady. It's something best discussed in private, or do you disagree, my lord? As the crowd begins to disperse, you notice Mr. Mulcaster slightly standing next to you, sighing heavily. I thought Edgewater might be mine. Oh, Mr. Mulcaster, looks like I'm in charge now. I can only imagine how hard this might be. No, deadass, I'm sorry. No, deadass, I'm sorry. Um, like, I mean, because I guess technically I am new here, but technically he is my father. Your mama is a gold digging at a hole. I'm pretty sure she killed your daddy. But you know what? I know this is hard for you. I'm very sorry. You know, you can stay here if you would like, if you're not a terrible fucking person. But, I know you are hoping for more. I appreciate your concern, but you have no idea what I'm feeling. But I was literally poor. Yeah, I do. I was poor, sir. Mr. Mulcaster sulks while your father pulls you aside, speaking to you quietly. Before you get carried away, there's a propulsion in the wheel I have to make. Oh no, of course, it's too good to be true. What's the catch? It's nothing dreadful, but in order to inherit Edgewater, you must marry someone of suitable rank. What? And it's the only way to ensure the estate will be safe and yours. But to help you out, you'll make your debut this London season. You leave in a few days' time. Hovering nearby, Countess Harita's skull turns into a twisted smile. Okay then. So apparently, apparently, we have to marry someone of rank before we get, the estate and all that comes with it, which we can do. Or we can just get our father to change it, after a while. Like, I love him. Why would you do this to me? You know what? He can have it. I don't care. Blah, blah, blah. Well, I guess we'll figure it out. But anyway, guys, that is all that I have for you today. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more. Guys, we will be back with The Lost Girl tomorrow and The Marriage Counselor on Wednesday. And Thursday and Friday, we'll be back with Desire Decorum because it's still going to take me a little bit of time to get those caught up. But guys, we're getting back into our episode. I promise I'm getting there. Just give me some time. But anyway, guys, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye. Our little secret. You know I'll keep it.